See, the Boston Celtics made all the right moves that were needed to be done. Okay, this was a team that, hey, they were looking from the outside in. And first off, kudos to them for being able to accomplish the offseason that they did. And I think definitely this team got better for a fact. If you don't think they got better, you're lying to yourself. But I think the one thing with this team that people are overlooking is that 10 guys deep, this team is so deep, okay? With the same starting lineup of last year, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Al Horford, Robert Williams, that's your first five. Then you have Payne Pritchard, Grant Williams from last year's roster, Derek White, that's already 8 guys. You put in Brogdon, Gallinari, you're 10 guys deep right there. And there's not a lot of teams in the league that can say they're 10 deep. And I feel like that carries a lot more weight than people would imagine. And that's where when I look at this team, I think they're a team that definitely can come in and make some noise and definitely go on a run. I don't know, maybe it's the Boston South, like not Timberwolves, Boston Celtics, Miami Heat, and I guess the Cavaliers in recent last 15 years are the only teams to go back to the NBA Finals in multiple span. Like, I think this team can be similar to that span between 2008 and 2010 when they made the finals 2 out of 3 times. They would have made it three out of 3 if it wasn't for a knee injury, but that's here nor there. I also know some people will try to debate me on that, but look, if Kevin Garnett hadn't injured his knee, I think we all can agree that definitely could have. It's just interesting to see like how this whole situation has just gone, because I like the addition of Danilo Gallinari. What Gallinari gives you is a scorer off the bench, which they needed. They needed a guy to score off the bench, and that's literally what he is. He's going to come in and give you 10 to 13 points a night easily off the bench. Now, where do I think it becomes a bit worrisome is, I think, rebounding. And I think that's why they brought in Bruno Caboclo, and they also brought in, I believe, Bruno Caboclo and Fondue Cavangeli. And they also brought in one more guy that I think was a good move on their part, because they needed to bring in another player. And I think this is part of the reason why is if you look at this team, this is a very good roster that as a whole, they're going to be defensively one of the best teams. They have one of the deepest guard rotations with Smart, Malcolm Brogdon, who if Malcolm Brogdon can stay healthy, it's going to be fine. So they brought in Fondue Cavangeli. They have Luke Cornett. They have, obviously Bruno now. But I think them bringing in this, I don't know why I'm blanking on this, Noah Vonleh, who's from Boston or Massachusetts, hometown hero. And I think that whole area is gonna, I think they're gonna try to find themselves a good backup center, because again, it's rebounding is my biggest concern with this team, because they're not suited up to have good rebounding. And I think Grant Williams is awesome. And that's another guy I didn't even mention, Grant Williams. They're really 11 guys deep with Grant Williams added there. So 11 players deep, which they have a bunch of guards. So if Smart ever, chokes the bag like he did and Derek White can't hit, they have Brogdon, and Payne Pritchard, 2 guys who can play offensively well. And Brogdon's a good defender. Center, Grant Williams, Robert Williams. And in theory, Danilo Gallinari can play some small ball 5, but they don't have a backup center besides Grant Williams, who is their small ball 5. So they have 3 bigs in Williams, Robert Williams III, and Al Horford. But they run Horford and Robert Williams as the starting lineup. So I think that's why they have Bruno, Luke, and Noah Vonleh all competing for a roster spot. And they have shooters on this team with Sam Hauser, fucking Deadeye, Payne Pritchard, Malcolm Brogdon. Like, this team can shoot, and I think it's all going to come down to them being able to be the team that they can afford to be, which is a defensively good team that will make you pay for your mistakes. And I do get scared that, man, that this team could like it, because of all the rumors, it could implode. But I think Ime Udoka is just such a good coach that it's nothing to worry about. So that's where I sit here and I'm like, all right. So that's where I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Who is going to be the best player on this team? I think it's going to be Jaylen Brown. I think Jaylen Brown's going to really show people off. Maybe I'm wrong for thinking that. I just think that he's just pissed off with everyone talking shit about him, and he's just going to give them the finger, and he's going to tell them, guys, I think we're good. But again, this team is 11 deep. They're going to have that switching, trapping, and just incredible defense that's versatile while also being just a good team, just overall really good. So again, that's where I want to hear your guys' thoughts. What do you guys think of this team and why? I think they're just fun, okay? And when I look at this team, my big problem is Gallinari. I don't have a worry. I know what he is. And Brogdon, it's the health, obviously. Payne Pritchard, when he tries defensively, he can be passable. I would like to see more of Pritchard. Marcus Smart, you just need to become an efficient scorer. Jaylen Brown, tighten up the handle and keep improving. Jason Tatum, you need to become the man. You need to take accountability. I just need Tatum to become the leader because it feels like Tatum isn't, okay? And I don't know. I think this is just a weird part of the NBA season we're at, and this is why we're doing these way too early previews, because in a month we'll do our predictions. And this team is definitely a top 3 team in their conference. I think when you look at it, I need Jason Tatum, unless Jaylen Brown, doms him, big dicks him, and says, "Nah, this is my team, dog." you can't really do anything about it, but I don't know. It's just interesting, and that's where I want to hear your guys' opinions at this point. I think it's been fun. It's going to be cool, and yeah, I would love to hear your guys' opinions down below. That's basically it from me. I don't know what else we can talk about, but like and subscribe. Go check out. I'm gonna go launch my NBA show right now, so yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Go in the link down below and, peep it, because it's actually kind of cool. Like, I'm dead ass. It is kind of cool. And that's kind of what I was doing this whole time, because we're about to go live. So, goodbye. Boom. Yeah.